The TSP project came about from, I suppose, an acknowledgement of the lack of multidisciplinary supports for young people in day services, and particularly for school leavers. And a lot of services had real difficulty in accessing therapeutic supports for that population. So nationally, the National Disability Office managed to secure some funding for the CHOs to put in some MDT posts into the various CHO areas. So we were allocated 4 posts for CHO1, and from there we started to develop the project. The therapeutic support project was designed to initially benefit school leavers, and we have what we call a school leaver process every year, we generally across CHO1 have around 130 to 140 school and rehabilitative training leavers, and many of those, particularly the school leavers, require MDT supports for, in particular, say the transition phase into day services, and then supports within their day services as well. So the project that we designed in CHO1 was mainly to support that population initially. So the TSP project across CHO1 was I suppose agreed through the CHO1 New Directions Implementation Group. So what we agreed at that group, and in keeping with the criteria that was given to us nationally, was to look at a partnership approach across all our day service providers. So we set up a steering group with our own services and the Occupational Guidance Service, because that's the access route into day services for school leavers. So we set up a steering group with a couple of the guidance officers and some of our other HSE personnel and APP, and we initially looked at a 2-year pilot for the project, which we're now well in the middle of, and we have 2 occupational therapists and 2 behaviour therapists, and I know it's quite small because it's a very big area. We're covering 5 very big geographic counties with 4 therapists. So, we can only do so much on this, but given that it's a pilot, we're exploring many avenues, including, seeing how's the best way to work, and particularly in working remotely. And now in COVID times, obviously it's very difficult as well. So we have the opportunity to explore new ways of working with the project as well. And again, we're hoping that with the school leavers that we currently have, initially it was the 2020 school leavers, now the 2021 school leavers, that this will benefit primarily that population, also benefit the families, and also benefit the day service providers and staff where the school leavers are getting their placements from. Well, like a lot of services, they've been challenged in the COVID times. Working remotely has been new for an awful lot of obviously service users and families, but also for a lot of service staff that maybe wouldn't be that experienced in working remotely and finding new ways to work. So the project here certainly have been using Zoom, and now the next phase of the project is looking at I suppose very exciting means of working with the service users and service providers using smart glasses and other new ICT ways of I suppose doing the business and doing the therapeutic business. So we're quite excited about this next phase of the project and see where it goes. I suppose one of the exciting and interesting things for me has been how everybody has worked together and pulled together to make this work. There has been bumps and challenges and issues along the way, as in a lot of pilot projects you would expect, but everyone has really pulled together because they see the benefit of this for the service user at the end of the day, and everyone is so committed to making it work. So I would just like to acknowledge everyone's input and in particular APP that have made huge efforts to ensure that this is successful.